I was wrong. Man! Oh, I was wrong about everything. About how I actually learned things from reading books. You know, books like this, 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 this. And I sat down and asked myself, like, what exactly did I actually learn from all of this? I just realized that I don't know. And I always felt this feeling like, am I actually improving in life? And so, after a long time, I finally stumbled upon Hamza's video on how to remember what you read and actually apply it in real life. And then I was like, fuck! Holy sh! Can't believe I was doing this all wrong. The most powerful thing that you really can do is that you read. Okay, let's say I read this book, right? How to win friends and influence people. So I read this book and I was like, oh wait, oh look at this. This actually makes sense. So I paused for a while and asked myself, how can I actually apply it in my life? You know, to be honest, and I'm really guilty of doing this. I actually watched Hamza's video on how to remember what you read, but I never truly done it. You know, when Hamza say that he's a man of action, he really is. And I have a lot of respect for him. And I was asking in one of his video if I could call him my sensei, but he hasn't replied. But I'll just call him sensei, you know, because he's my teacher. Yeah, Hamza is my teacher, my life coach, my teacher. So yeah, I just can't believe it. So you know, when I like for example, when I'm reading a book, I'll just stop for a minute. But I never did this before, which I will keep doing it now. And part of why I'm actually doing this video is actually to take a chance by telling all of you guys who's watching my video. Because if you're here, you're definitely here because you don't think like you can remember the things that you learn. Being a man of action is really how you actually learn and remember things. You have to use the things that you learn. Have you ever wondered why in school, like all those things that they teach us is like, bro, I don't get it. I can't remember this. And then after the first test, I was like, holy shit! And now I forgot everything. Oh, that's why we have to apply them. It's like one of my old friends say. But anyways, literally, so what you really can do to remember what you actually learn from reading or what your teacher said or what someone else said is to actually stop for a minute, stop like for a few minutes, even if it takes a few minutes. So just stop and think, how can I apply this in my life? How can I apply this to my life? Ask yourself that question and you have to answer it. I actually long ago, a few months ago, I stuck at that point where I say, how can I actually apply it in my life? And then it just stops there. I never truly answered that question. So now I'm answering what I actually can apply in my life. So how can I apply the skill, the method of actually asking yourself how I can apply this in real life is that I think that whenever I read something or whenever my teacher says something, whenever Sensei Hamza says something, and whenever I watch one of his videos, I'll definitely ask myself and pause the video, stop for a minute, and ask myself, hey, how can I apply what he said in my life? So one of the things that Hamza said in his video, when you're reading the book, something like a point, one of the points makes a lot of sense to you. You can relate to it so much and you feel that it's super important. So you stop for a while and you ask yourself, how can I apply this to my life? For example, like Hamza said a point, my whole life until now, I can't believe, like I'm 20 years old now and I'm I'm freaking like I don't know what I want in life, really. So it's crazy, you know. I never thought of the fact that something like a daily learning objective exists. So how can I apply this daily learning objective in my life? Is to literally take a physical artifact, this notepad right here, put it right beside my fucking computer, and whenever I listen to one of his videos, I write down the points that are very important to me. Write it down, and then after the whole thing's done, you know, I write down the learning objectives. What are the main things, the main points that I can take away, And then I sit down and do one. The most important thing isn't about taking the notes, but to actually ask yourself, how can I apply this in my life? And I ask myself, how can I apply this in my life? I can apply this daily learning objective in my life by writing it down on a notepad, on this notepad. I think for like things I read in this book is like to actually be a good listener, and a good listener encourages people to talk more about themselves and also talk in terms of their interests. Everything that's said inside this book about about this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. So everything that I learned, those main points, I'm gonna write that down. And I think, how can I apply it in my real life? So I think for circumstances, I imagine, oh, you know, oh yeah, my dad likes to talk a lot. He talks a lot, and this guy really needs a good listener. So what I can do in that time is that I'll just listen, be a good listener, and yeah, encourage him to speak more about what he wants to say. Have to talk in terms of their interests, be genuinely interested. Like all of this stuff, literally. I definitely have to reread the book again and write it down my notepad, my daily learning objectives. The next thing that Hamza said in his video was the weekly highlights. Like, what are the things that is the most important, the most applicable for you, that you can use it immediately in life. Like, what are those points to write down? Like right now, literally nothing comes in my mind, literally. Or if I can say a weekly highlight, what that is literally Hamza's video. Literally, his video is my weekly highlight, and I'd say the weekly highlight in this week, first week of May, my weekly highlight is the fact that I know that there is this method that is being taught to me by Sensei Hamza, the weekly highlight method. So just sit down, write down my weekly highlight, which is I learn about weekly highlight. Really, really. So yeah, that's I was doing it all wrong. Whatever you do in life, if you want to learn, remember to ask yourself this question: how can I apply it in my life? And think like, for any circumstances that you can imagine. Like when I meet this person, like I meet person A or person B or person C, like how can I apply what I've learned in my life? That's all I'm trying to say in this video, because I really realized I was doing it all wrong. I I really didn't I don't feel like I'm making progress. No, it's different from going to the gym and then you can see physical development, like you get more muscles and stuff, or you start feeling better physically, but mentally it really is hard to know that you actually make progress unless, I think, unless you have accountability, like something to prove that you actually make progress, to actually learn that thing. But basically, the most important part of this video is to remember to ask yourself, how can I apply this in my life? Sit down, think very carefully, and I mean think. Answer your own question, don't leave it hanging, and think, how can I apply this in my life? Alright? Before ending this video, I want to thank my life coach, Sensei Hamza. And Hamza he used to be a small YouTuber, and now he's already reached a 400,000 plus subscribers on his main channel, and that really inspires me, because I used to be a kind of guy who, how to say, like sees very little of himself and doesn't believe in himself. So when I see his development and I see his grind, his belief in himself, and the way that he brought value to all of us teenagers who are in a dilemma, it really it really warms my heart. And it inspires me so much that I too want to be a YouTuber who can give back to the people around the world, no matter what country, no matter what religion, no matter what race. I don't care as long as I can help them in some way, that too, it warms my heart. And thank you, Hamza. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for what you did. Your video really helped me. It really did. Okay. No, it really has helped me. I was once in a depression. I took your advice very seriously, and at least I applied it. And I've gotten better, but definitely not good enough, because I can see that the simplest thing of actually how can I apply this in my life, I literally didn't do that, and I didn't learn a thing. So I have a lot of to improve. I'm also a man on self improvement. So thank you very much, Hamza. Thank you very much. Can I give you a virtual hug? Never mind. Never mind. So yeah, yeah. I'm just a 20-year-old Asian kid, and recently I just watched one of your videos, and you say chances are you're a 20-year-old Asian kid who's actually watching this video. Yeah, dude. Literally, it's me, literally. You really know your audiences, and I from that I can see that you really care about them, Hamza. So thank you very much, and really I wish you all the best, bro. You can do it. You definitely have, and I'll always be a supporter. Thank you for changing my life, Hamza.